You've heard it said it takes a village to raise a child. Well, it's true. The health and well-being of our youth matters to all of us. Prevention of risky behaviors is vital to ensuring our youth grow to be healthy, productive citizens. FL is a community group that focuses on positive messages to teens about drug and alcohol use. Using community surveys from Forest Lake area teens, FL promotes the fact that most teens are not using drugs or drinking alcohol. This information can help teens make better choices. FL is a local community-wide group of dedicated citizens who want to prevent underage drinking and drug use and who want to encourage other community leaders, citizens, and business owners to get involved in this campaign as champions of youth. I'm here with Haley, Tommy, and Tina of the Most of Us student leadership group. And I just wanted to ask them a couple questions about the breakfast, the bagel breakfast this morning. How's it going?
It's going really well. We have a lot of students coming in.
Do you guys think that they're just here for the bagels, or are they really getting the message? I'll start with Tommy.
I think definitely some of them are just here for the bagels. I mean, who doesn't love a free breakfast? But I think on a subconscious level, they still notice all the Most of Us around, and they still get that in their mindset that maybe when they go to a party, they shouldn't be pressured into saying, their buddies saying, hey, most of us are doing this, because, I mean, the statistics showing that most of us aren't.
Dr. Massey, can you tell me a little bit about the feeling here today, the energy? Do you think the message got across?
You know, the message is, it's not about getting the message across today. It's about building a culture. It's about building a foundation around the idea that on any given day, most kids are doing the right thing all the time. And we're trying to celebrate that, acknowledge that, highlight that. All at the same time through this campaign. So it's not about what message we deliver today, it's about the continual reinforcement of that message.
As far as this morning goes, Haley, how many students do you think that you'll feed breakfast and, pass on this message?
A lot. What would we say, like over 1,000 of the students will definitely want, who doesn't want a bagel? So it'll bring everybody in.
And what is the involvement, Kelly, with the community? How do you make that connection between the high school and the community with the Forest Lake Most group?
The biggest thing has actually been done with Kathy Bystrom, and she's pulled from the Youth Service Bureau, local businesses, and so just them supporting it by wearing t-shirts or putting up a poster or doing something so that when kids walk into any Forest Lake business, they see that and go, oh yeah, I'm connected to that in some form.
And can you tell me why you got involved in the Most of Us campaign as a business champion?
I think it's a good positive thing to do. Instead of focusing on all the negative, it's more focused on the positive.
And the kids sure appreciated the bagels and the breakfast. It's a good way to present the new banner that talks about how most students don't use drugs or abuse alcohol. Could you also tell me a little bit about how this benefits your business, Big Apple Bagels?
I think just benefiting the community will benefit the store also.
It's quite impressive, the community partners that have joined the campaign that are supporting the choices that kids make and the lifestyle that they're trying to build upon. It's one of those things where as this campaign grows, it's our hope that almost anywhere kids go, whether it's Big Apple Bagel, and we thank Alex for all of his support, or Kodiak Coffee, or Rapid Press, or any little fast food restaurants or other places kids go, that they're seeing those businesses and community partners supporting the choices that kids are making on a daily basis.
You are both spearheading the Forest Lake Most group here in Forest Lake. How did this all start? I guess I'll start with Kathy.
It really began as a result of our involvement in a Washington County countywide collaborative called Connect. That's bringing providers, school staff, youth serving agencies, social service agencies, law enforcement, all sectors of the community together to work on drug and alcohol prevention for young people countywide. So as a result of that and some drug-free communities federal support funding that we received, we had the opportunity in the Forest Lake community to kind of embrace this MOST concept, which is really a little shift in the way that we've typically done things in drug and alcohol prevention.
Can you tell me a little bit about the positive norming concept?
Yeah, absolutely. In my work at the Youth Service Bureau, we do chemical education and prevention education. Well, research started to come out in the late 90s and early 2000s that was showing that doing something different was actually having an effect. They call it the science of the positive. It's just a different approach where you look at how many of the kids are not using and how many of the kids are not doing risky behaviors.
The negative behavior tends to receive a disproportionate amount of attention. So what happens is kids perceive that because they're seeing these negative images or negative behaviors receiving all of this attention, they perceive that that's the norm. When the data tells us a very different story. The data tells us, the facts tell us, that kids are really largely making very good choices. And so it's a shift from, again, trying to scare them into doing the right thing to telling them the truth, telling them the facts. The reason why we're here today is it takes an entire community. We're working to get our business sector involved. Law enforcement is heavily involved. Our service groups are getting more involved. Our Lions and our other service organizations in the community. Our Chamber of Commerce is pretty heavily involved. It truly takes a village.
In the future, how do you see this going with the Most of Us group?
I think it'll keep getting bigger and bigger each year that we do it, because it does raise awareness and it shows people that there are groups of students that don't do that. So if they don't have to feel pressured into doing it, and we have fun with it. So who doesn't want to be part of something fun?